are a lot of good families in Rochester Hills, Michigan, but all Alex needed was just one.
I'm sure you've never received a letter of this nature before, and I'm also quite sure you'll be surprised, albeit unpleasantly, at the circumstances under which I'm writing this letter.
Alex Chivescu is a student, perhaps the smartest student at Stony Creek High School. His SAT scores were near perfect.
He's a very bright young man.
Colette Judge is his counselor.
When things were crazy at home, he could focus on school, and that made it better for him.
I suppose this is where I should delve into a brief summary of my life. My parents divorced when I was 2 years old, and I have not heard from my father since. My mother was a nurturing and loving person, to which I credit my early start on the path of academics.
In fact, his mom was getting her PhD in computer science when one day she got in a car crash and suffered a head injury. Alex says it changed her.
Night and day.
Yeah.
Not physically, just mentally.
She would become abusive and neglectful.
Through most of grade school and into high school, Alex bounced back and forth between foster care and living with his mother, who every time promised to do better, but never did.
Which goes into why the last time I was removed from her custody, I pushed for her rights to be terminated. Not because I didn't love her, but because had I not, I would have been placed back with her, and the circus would have gone on.
That's how Alex ended up here, at the Children's Home of Detroit. It's an orphanage, but more importantly, it's in a whole different school district than Stony Creek. And Alex says he didn't leave his mother just to lose the only real home he ever knew.
My school means everything to me. When chaos reigned at home, I immersed myself in my studies and my friends.
Unfortunately, it's nearly impossible to find any foster home for a 17-year-old boy. Plus, his social worker at the time wasn't even trying anyway.
Nobody was advocating for him, so he had to advocate for himself.
I searched, pulled up, court records, and I started looking up foster care listings.
He compiled a list of a couple dozen prospective parents and wrote the most important letter of his life.
Now I ask you to consider fostering me. Thank you, Alex Chivescu.
It was a shot in the dark, but
it worked.
Last fall, empty nesters Jim and Suzanne Banty took Alex into their home and hearts.
We've grown to love him.
Really?
Yeah, he's a member of the family. We hope he chooses to stay there.
And with that,
it was a really nice surprise.
Alex now has something to go with his school family. A family. Steve Hartman, CBS News, Rochester Hills, Michigan.